Elizabeth Kubler-Ross has identified 7 phases that we move through when we're suffering from grief and loss. Those are body reactions, depression and panic, guilt, anger, idealisation, realisation begins to dawn, and new patterns begin to emerge. All the 7 phases that I've just mentioned are quite normal, and we expect people to move through them. However, having said that, not everybody moves through each one of those phases, nor do they move through them in any particular order. One of those is the anger phase, where somebody will become focused on anger. They'll either be angry at themselves, or they could even be angry at the person that has gone or died. Guilt is another phase that we can get stuck in. We start to feel responsible for the person's death or the loss of our pet, and we start to dwell on what it is that we could have done to have prevented that, to the point where we start actually believing that our actions could have prevented the loss or the death of the person or the pet. Depression and panic are another phase that we can get stuck in. The panic is not so much of an issue, but a lot of people find it very difficult to function any further. Things like getting out of bed in the morning, we're constantly tired, we fail to feed ourselves, we're no longer able to work, we're no longer able to maintain functional relationships with other people. All these things have an obvious impact on life. What that can lead to is the need for significant therapy and medication. The primary issue with body reactions is a lack of being able to sleep. Once you've not been able to sleep for 3 or 4 nights, you're then suffering from sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation itself has significant psychological and physical impact on a person's ability to function in an everyday way. It will stop people being able to maintain their work, relationships, and other such issues. When you've lost somebody, one of the hardest things to do is to make decisions, and that's for obvious reasons. Obviously, you have lost somebody close to you and your life has been turned upside down. Therefore, to make decisions such as what's going to happen to the person's estate, the funeral, all those sort of issues is very, very difficult. Therefore, it is best to rely or to seek the help of those closest to you, such as family, friends, anybody within your social support group. One of the worst things that you can do is to self-medicate through drinking alcohol or taking any sort of medication without first seeking the support or help of a counsellor and or your local GP. Loss for children can be very difficult for particularly adults to understand on what they should do. This is primarily because children cannot conceptualise death as adults do. The best way to handle children is to allow them to go through the grieving process in their own way. Children will generally work their way through it through fantasising, through playing, and through talking about the death process itself, because it is a learning process for the child. One of the greatest challenges that people face when there's been a loss within the family is the funeral. Many families do not function well together when they're all in the one room, simply because there can be disagreements within the family. There can be, particularly in this day and age, melded families. Therefore, old family arguments and disagreements come to the fore, and obviously a funeral is not the best time to air one's disagreements. If at any time you find yourself or a person that you know being stuck in any one of these phases or not moving through them in what you consider to be a healthy manner, the best thing to do is to contact your nearest counsellor and or go through this website and see if there's any further information on it that may help you.